Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero, over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle at the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the post, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal team. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Make sure you're watching us on our YouTube page. And if you're watching us on our YouTube page, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, guys, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone subscribe button, but also notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. Want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Man, I got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, if you have a question or comment on that platform, it'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on a screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like I said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check it out, baby. Let's see who we got in the chat. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is in the house. Junior, what up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up, what up, what up, Shawn Sierra Sports fans? Cornelius, hope you had a good time celebrating your birthday, Cornelius. Excellent. Hope you got toe up on the flow up. Cornelius. Hey, Michelle Walls in the Mickey Figgy house at the Mickey Figgy TGIF peeps and FGB. Couldn't have said it any better, Michelle. FGB. Levette Lee's in the house. She says, happy Friday, y'all. Levette, good morning, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Man, King Booker World checking in. Says, salute everybody in show. I don't know why I go to the ESPN chat, bunch of damn paint chip kids in there. Telling you, man, sometimes. Hey, I got a big announcement. A formal announcement will come soon with the flyer, the whole nine. But you know what? I'll do it when I come back from break. Okay? I'll do it when I come back from break. We didn't get a chance to get everything's done, but now we got to get all the marketing stuff together. I was at a cigar social on Wednesday and talked with someone. It was, I got good stuff. Good stuff. I'm excited, baby. I am fired up. But hey, listen, today we got a great show for you. My man Lorin Cox from the for the Locked On Bears podcast is going to join us at 10 o'clock. Man, we got to talk all things Bears. The Bears are practicing up at House Hall today against the Miami Dolphins, who they play on Sunday. They're called joint practices. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a joint practice, a lot more controlled. Caleb most likely isn't playing on Sunday, but they can get a lot of work in today. So, and I'll tell you what, it's a great thing. I'll tell you what, back in my day when we were playing, it was always good to hit that first team or get a scrimmage in. We call them a scrimmage. This is basically what they are, is a scrimmage. They call them practices. It's a scrimmage. Okay, the setting is controlled. All right, down and distance, the whole nine. All right, you can say, hey, coach, listen, I want to, I got this new defense. I want to see what we got. I got one here and blah, 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 blah. Hey, I have this new play. Can you run like a cover 3 or cover 2, something like that in there? You know what I mean? There's a lot of back and forth going on amongst teams in scrimmages. Okay, a lot of it's a controlled environment, and it's good because you get to see how. First and foremost, you get the intensity. You're tired of hitting the same freaking people for the last 4 months. All right, from OTAs to involuntary workouts to voluntary or from mandatory workouts to involuntary workouts to mini camp to OTAs and now to training camp. You're tired of hitting the same people every day. All right, you run the same stuff and you get adapted to their strengths, their weaknesses. They get adapted to your strengths and weaknesses, and they know exactly how to in order to make themselves look good. Okay, now you're going up against a team that doesn't have that familiarity, and it's nice to hit fresh meat. No pun intended. Just fresh meat. It's always great, man. Junior and I, we used to love when we have teams come over and scrimmage against us. It's just fresh meat. You're tired of, it's say you're playing against the number 1 defensive tackle or defensive end in the NFL or in your league, whatever level you're on, in practice every single day. Well, guess what? First of all, the fact that they're the best is going to be a problem for you. Secondly, the fact that you're getting embarrassed, all right, is going to be on a daily basis is a problem. You're getting better because you're facing the best, okay? But then you get to know his moves, he gets to know yours, what you do against certain moves and counter moves that they have, and vice versa. And now when you get a team that doesn't have the familiarity, man, you learn a lot of the things that you're practicing, that you're learning when you practice against someone who's at the top of the best in their position. And it helps. And plus, you might have something else. One guy may be, if you're facing the best edge rusher, the one in practice, he might be more speed. This one might be more power. Okay, so you got to work on a lot of different things, and it's just good to see where you're at. Brandon just checking in. Good morning, Papa. How are you? Thank you for tuning in, Brandon. I appreciate you. Yeah, basically a simulated game. It's a scrimmage. It's a scrimmage. It's all it is. But you got to come up with nice terms. Joint practice. Scrimmage. That's what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. But we're fired up about it. It's going to be a good test for this team. All right, a really good test, especially for our defense. All right, you're going up against Mike McDaniel's offense, who's, if I was reading correctly in the Sun Times today, they have motions and shifts similar to Ben Johnson. Okay, however, they were the team that led the NFL last year with people in motion at the snap of the ball. So you're going to have to make a lot of decisions on the fly. All right, while you're trying to figure out motion and coverage and things like that. So it's going to be quite an interesting practice today. Okay, interesting practice. Yeah, Michael McDaniel, he was the hottest guy not a long time ago, a couple years ago. He was the new offensive guru Okay. But Cornelius, you bring up a great point. He said the Dolphins have speed everywhere, and that's a great thing because you're going to have to deal. You're going to find out who can run with the cheetah. All right, if he plays. You know what? Let me not even speculate because we're not playing Caleb. So, Dolphins do have crazy speed, and that's an issue that is going to be great to see so early in camp. Can our guys run with guys who have top end speed? Can we stay with them? That's going to be important. We're going to find that out. So there's a lot going on there. So I'm looking forward to the reports today from our people like Herb and Zach Pearson and other people out there. People that I trust. I'm not going to read everybody's because I don't trust everybody. King Booker Will says, don't they have an ongoing issue with the Dolphins and the cheetah? No, I don't believe so. I don't remember hearing anything about it. If you have, let me know. I'll look it up, but I don't recall them being. No, I don't recall there being an issue with the Dolphins and the cheetah. So, but yeah, at 10 o'clock, Lorin Cox is going to join me, and man, I have to talk about with this. And finally, all right, we get to see the Bears on Sunday, and it's going to be a good game. All right, just because of the fact that the Bears are playing. All right, we've been waiting for this for a long time. What are you saying? Michelle, I'm not sure what you're saying about about that platform. You said not even the CHGO crew. I'm not sure. Okay, not sure what you mean, Michelle. But anyway, we'll get back to that. Then we have some baseball to talk. The Cubs. All right, the Cubs take a nice trip down I-55, 3-hour trip. It's yeah. I took that trip a week and a half ago. No, 2 weeks ago. It's Thursday. I took that trip down. I went all the way down to Springfield, right outside of Springfield, down to what the hell is the town? What's the name of the town? I don't know. I can't remember the name of the town that it was right outside of Springfield. That was a 3-hour trip. Crazy. But the Cubs are going down there to play the Cards. All right. Big 3-game set. Lou, Nelly, and the St. Lunatics will be there. I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm just playing. I don't know if they're going to be there or not. But the Cubs will be there. That's for sure. And the Cubs need they need to start going to work. All right. They need to start going to work because during the situation, they're 4 games behind. All right. The Milwaukee Brewers, remember, they just won 10 or 12 games in a row. I think they finally lost one. Now they're back at a 6-game winning streak. Jesus Christ. Crazy. So the Cubs have they got work to do. So good for them. NFL season is in full swing this weekend. That's what I'm excited about. Oh, before I go, we'll stay with football. Oh, you got some more preseason games. There's some preseason games last night. All right, you have today. There's the Browns and the Panthers tonight at 6 p.m. On Saturday, preseason football. All these are on NFL Network. You got a triple header at noon. You got the Giants at the Ravens. How's that? Didn't the Ravens play? Then again, their schedule isn't by week. Okay, you're right. Giants at the Ravens at noon on Saturday. The Texans at the Vikings at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And the Jets at the Packers at 7 p.m. All three of those games are on the NFL Network. And then Sunday, football, Dolphins, Bears. That's going to be on Fox 32. And also on ESPN 1000. That's at noon. And then at 3 o'clock, the Saints are at the Chargers. And that game is on the NFL Network. So football season is back. Black Diamond checking in with his nonsense already. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. You had to go there, right, Papa? Top of the morning. Go Scrubs, go. FGB. I can deal with the last part of that. Yeah, they need to go. They need to start going because they're falling behind quick, fast, in a hurry. Don't worry. Flavor Vision ain't blurry. Good morning, Papa. I appreciate it. I'm just giving you shit for chiming in with your Cub stuff. But yeah, football season is in full effect. It is in full swing. And I'll tell you what, I could not be happier. Hopefully you guys have put in some time with your significant other. If your significant other isn't a football fan. Okay? If your significant other isn't a football fan. If she's not, they're not. You have women on here too. Hopefully you put in that work, put in some time so that you can get, and even right now you can still put in some time because it's preseason. I know you want to see it, but at least the Bears, like, okay, there's games. There were games last night. There were games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right, so you're going to have games with the preseason. It's not every week. All right, it's like every 6 to 7 days, sometimes 8. You have a lot of games during the week. A lot more on Thursday, things like that. So you can still put in time if you don't really care about preseason with your significant other, because I know it's going to be a time where, like, look, hon, leave me alone. Game's on. It's going to be like that. Sometimes it be like that, Papa. Sometimes it be like that. Oh, then we got some Sky basketball to talk. The Sky they are in a funk. Funky. The Sky are in a funk. Wow. And it's unfortunate for them. The injury bug has taken its toll on them. We know Courtney Vandersloot was out for the year with her knee. Also, Angel Reese was out yesterday with a back injury. And, yeah. So the Sky are in a very not nice position. They're in a very unenviable position. They just can't seem to hold the lead. They fall apart at the end. And that's what happened yesterday. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about what needs to be done for the Sky. So, man, we got tons and tons to talk about. And then after the break, should I do it before the break or after the break? I have an announcement to make. The deal was just closed on Wednesday. You want me to do it before the break or after the break? Put it in the chat if you want me to give you the update on one of the things we got going on in Chicago. Let me know. Before the break right now, or you want it after the break? First thing after the break. Not everybody at once, please. Not everybody at once. So no one, huh? No one has an opinion, whether before the break or after the break. None of you. Alrighty then. Michelle says, drum roll, please. Black Diamond says before. Anyone else? Give me a couple more. Anyone else? Levette, Brandon, King Booker World, Junior. Before or after the break? Before is leading right now. So no, huh? Nothing. Nada. Zero. Zip. Zilch. Let's see. Nothing, huh? Let's see. Can't believe. I don't believe it. Nothing. No one, huh? Nothing Junior, nothing King Booker World. No one, none of the other people in the chat want to give me a before after the break. Nothing, huh? No one. Bueller. All right, I will give you a all right, so here we go. Since no one else wanted to. Oh, we got one more. I'll say, do you guys want me to give the announcement? I got some news, breaking news for Sports Zone Chicago. Did you want the news before the break or after the break? That's what I was asking. Michon says, drum roll, please. So he wants it before. Black Diamond says he wants it before we go to break. I was asking anyone else. They want it before the break, the news before the break or after the break. And you're making coffee. So what do we got? What do we got? Nothing, huh? All right. Thanks for the class participation, guys. Appreciate the class participation. I remember those days when I was teaching and you asked someone you asked a question and no one wanted to answer. We got a couple people, so we'll give you. It was locked down. We'll get more top of the morning to you. Mr. Shorty checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? It's the top of the morning to you. So Junior also says, let's hear it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Drum roll, please. Drums, please. I haven't done this one. We'll play. We'll start off with this. Sports Zone Chicago is going to have a Chicago Bears watch party on Sunday, September 14th at Branding Iron. It's over on 70th in Harlem. It's right outside of SeatGeek Stadium. Okay, I want everybody to come out, check us out. It's going to be fun. We're going to have giveaways. You get to meet us. We'll be out there. We'll probably do a pre-half and post-game show. I don't know about the post-game, depending, but definitely a pre- and a halftime show. There in the back, they have a big patio. It's an outdoor patio. It's covered. It's beautiful. So if you want to smoke cigars, If you want to smoke cigars, you can bring your cigars and smoke it out there in the patio and it's called the pavilion. Back of the pavilion, it's huge, big bar in the middle. Google or go to Facebook and look up Branding Iron. It's a 7034 something Southwest. You can't miss it. All right, but the pavilion is in the back. You can get through it by walking through Branding Iron or just walking around either way. But we are going to have a Chicago Bears watch party September 14th when the Bears are at Detroit. At Detroit Sucks. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a whole bunch of giveaways. What are we doing here? I don't know what the hell that's doing here. But anyway, yeah, we'll have a whole bunch of giveaways. It's going to be pretty cool. Come out, you get to meet some of us from Sports Zone Chicago. I told you we're going to be doing a lot more things this year, a lot more stuff. All right, here's one of the first ones. We're going to do a live show. We might have something actually sooner. I was working on it last night. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I'll keep that in the wraps until that's confirmed. But September 14th. Sunday, September 14th, week 2, Bears at Detroit, Chicago, Sports Zone Chicago Bears watch party at the Branding Iron, 7034, something like that, South Harlem. It's in Bridgeview. For those of you who say it's not the city, it's literally adjacent to the city. It's adjacent to Chicago, Bridgeview. All right. That's a spot I've been going. That's where I was at the Cigar Social on Wednesday. I talked with the owner. Owner's like, man, he loves it. 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 So love the idea to do it there. And we'll probably have a couple other watch parties at other places. I got a local cantina. Shout out to Andy Solis. Still going to work out with output. Yeah. Yeah, so interested, guys. Make sure you come out, set the date. September 14th at Branding Iron, 70th in Harlem, just 71st in Harlem. You can't miss it. It's going to be great in the pavilion. If you're a cigar smoker, bring your stogies. There's an area behind that with some grass. You can sit out there, but it's a covered. It's a pavilion. It's a covered area in the back. So if it rains or whatever, you'll still be fine and protected from the elements. So September 14th, Bears at Lions. All right, Chicago Sports Zone Chicago Bears watch party at Branding Iron. So excited about that. I'd love for you guys to come out. So set your put it down your calendars. I would love for you guys to do that and come check us out and meet up with us, hang out with us, throw a few back. All right, watch the Bears whoop the Detroit Sucks Lions. All right. So, and we'll announce it later in the show as well. But listen, we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we will get right to the top of the morning topics. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
How long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Woo, Charlie. Let's get to it. Let's get it crack-a-lackin', baby. Guys, you know what time it is. You know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Say top of the morning and see which way do we go. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Only one place to start, man. It's a tough one. Woo, Charlie. The White Sox lost to the Seattle Mariners yesterday, 4-3 in 11 innings. Shane Smith got the start. Good start. No decision. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 free pass, 8 punch-outs. Brooks Baldwin 1 for 4 with a homer. His 6th of the season, driving in his 25th RBI of the year. Michael Taylor was 1 a homer. His 7th of the season, driving in his 27th run of the year. Lewis Robert, no, he wasn't 4 for 4. It's 3 for 4. Silly me. Get that together. What's wrong with you? Lewis Robert was 3 for 4 with a double. His 10th of the season. I'm really happy that they say they kept him. I really am. That was a smart thing. Or whether it's smart or not or whatever, I'm really happy that they kept him. Really, I'm very, very happy. It's man. But anyway, staying with the White Sox. The White Sox welcome the Cleveland Guardians to Rate Field for a weekend set. First pitch is at 6:40 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 a.m. The probables for tonight's game for the Tribe. Actually, not the Tribe. They're the Guardians, not the Indians anymore. So for the Tribe of Guardians, Tanner Bybee is on the bump. He's 7-9 with a 4.51 ERA going up against Aaron Savale, who's on the bump for the good guys. He's 3-6 with a 3.99 ERA. Now the Cubs. The Cubs were off yesterday, but they began a 3-game set down in the Lou, right down I-55. Face the Cardinals for 3. First pitch tonight is at 7:15 p.m. Central. You can watch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 6:70 a.m. The probables for tonight's game for the Cubs. Matthew Boyd is on a bump. He's 11-4 with a 2.34 ERA going up against Michael McGreevy, for the Cards. He's 3-2 with a 5.08 ERA. Cubs need to come out swinging, man. The Cubs need it. They need it. They need it. They're 4 games behind the Brewers. This is also a division foe, but you still need to get it going. All right, you need to get it going, and you just don't want to far behind. All right. Again, I'm really not worried about the Cubs. I think there's gonna come a point in time where they're gonna hit their stride, and the Brewers are probably gonna hit a little bit of a slump. All right, it's going to be reversed. And I'll tell you what. That's what I'm saying. Don't fall behind. Start winning series. Just 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. So there's going to come a point in time. You don't want to hit that losing streak at the end of the season. I'd rather have that losing streak or troubles now and then up at the end of the season, because that could take you a long, long, long way. All right? So, big game for the North, big series for the Northsiders as they take on their arch rival, St. Louis Cardinals, down in the Lou. Next up, the morning topic, the Sky. Woo, Charlie. The Sky fell to the Atlanta Dream yesterday, 86-65. Rachel Banham led the way for the ladies, 18 points. King Booker World, your future ex-wife, Camila Cardoso, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Man, she must not have showed up in the second half because she had about 5 rebounds in the first half, 8 or 10 points in the first half. Ariel Atkins also contributed 8 points in the defeat. The crazy part about this is that Sky was leading in half by 6 or 8 points, and they just get completely blown out. Completely blown out in the second half. All right, it was very, very frustrating. They're just so – the defense is so frustrating. All right. It was 34-28 at halftime. The Dream outscored the Sky 58-31 in the second half. 58-31 in the second half. 58-31 in the second half. They scored more points in the third quarter than they scored in the first half. You had 28 points in the first half. They had 32 in the third quarter. They had 26, almost equal it in the second half. Where was the defense? Where? It's frustrating. Hey, and you listen, you girls are complaining about the pay and all this. All right, well, you're gonna get all the smoke. You're going to get all the smoke just like the guys, just like I give the guys. You're playing like shit. All right, you come apart at the end of the game. All right, there's no leadership on the floor. No one to settle down the runs of when the opposing teams are going on them. All right, and you have no identity. Like, there's no one that I can look at on that Chicago Sky team and say, when they need a bucket to stop a run, this is where they go. And teams, they don't know it. Teams don't know it. They don't know it. There's no, and this is where I get annoyed with Camila Cardoso. You're 6'7". When the team's going on a run, they're on an 8-0 run, guess what? No. We're going to slow this down, spread everybody out. Camila, get your ass on the block. We're going to feed you. We don't do that. We don't have a go-to. We don't have a stopper, a run stopper. We don't have one. And that's frustrating. Camila Cardoso should be that run stopper. Stops the run of the opposing team. We need a basket, go to Camilla. All great teams have it. All great teams have it. Even some of the not so great teams have it. They know when you get the ball in this person's hands, that's a bucket. And Camila Cardoso has to do a better job. Look, Angel Reese is out. Angel Reese, you need to be going ham. You need to be going crazy. You need to be getting double-doubles damn near every game. You need to make your presence felt, and you're not doing it. I shouldn't say that. 6 of the 7 games she had double-doubles. I'm just mad from yesterday. I need her to, and there was no Brittany Griner out there. Brittany Griner was out with an injury, so you didn't have to deal with a 7-footer. I need her to take over games. I need her to dominate. And I don't see that dog in her. Where's the feistiness, the Brazilian feistiness that we wanted to see? That I needed to see from her. It's frustrating because she's extremely talented, but that heart, this thing right here, this is that's people don't understand how important your desire is. You don't understand it. It's frustrating because she is so talented, because you want to see her go crazy. She needs Angel Reese numbers. Here's your chance to do that with Angel Reese out. Yeah, Michelle says she's not using her height to her advantage. She's getting blocked. How the frick are you? You're 6'7". Why are you getting blocked? Her footwork isn't where it needs to be. They still got to work on her in the offseason with her footwork. Man. Judy said, what's wrong with Reese? Angel Reese, her back has been giving her problems. Black Diamond, you might be right, Papa. You might freaking be right. She got the same problem P Won't got. Yeah? Yeah. Because remember, she went up against Aaliyah Boston, her former teammate at South Carolina. You see Aaliyah Boston's a dog. She'll go get it. She'll go and get it. But man, it's frustrating watching her, knowing she's the tallest person on the court for most games. And she doesn't impose her will. That's what I was trying to say. She doesn't impose her will on her opponents. That's the frustrating part. When you're that good, you're that talented, it's here now, right? It's here and here to make them pay. Make them pay. All right, what did they work on her in the offseason? Why can't she get down there, get in the post, boom, Akeem Olajuwon style, bounce here, bounce there, bounce here. Man, frustrating. Because she's a phenomenal passer. She had 5 assists yesterday. She's a phenomenal passer. Get the ball down to her. Boom. Have her pound the ball. And when someone collapses, kick it right back out to the three-point shooter. Bang. But they've also got to say, hey, listen, you got to know you stop runs. All right, we're going to go to you. When you get the ball, you go to work right away before anyone gets to collapse. Because we need a bucket from you. When they need a bucket from her, she's got to go. She can't wait. Once she gets the ball, she can't pound the ball. She's got to go. 1, 2, make her move. What was Akeem's shoe brand? Wasn't it LA Gear? Yeah, it was. Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, LA Gear, Hakeem. That's how old we are, bro. That's how old we are. King Booker Will said, piss my boy Shawn off again. Strike two. Saying, man. I'm saying. Next time, we want to topic the Bears. The Bears host the Dolphins in a joint practice today in preparation for their preseason on Sunday. I talked about it earlier in the show. I like this. I like it a lot. All right, for a number of reasons. One, fresh meat. Fresh meat. You get to hit somebody new. You get to hit somebody who doesn't know your tendencies, doesn't know your strengths or weaknesses. Obviously, you don't know theirs either. But make them deal with your strengths. Okay? This is what I'm fired up about. All right, there's a lot of chippiness going on in camp. All right, 4 or 5 fights the other day. And you're just tired of hitting each other. Same people. Same people. They're all trying to make the squad. So they know your tendencies. They know what you're going to do when things are set up a certain way. They've seen it tons of times. They're going to do what they can, the shortcut to make a play, so the coaches, so they can be seen by the coaches, so they can make the roster, so they can make that game check. It's survival. I get it. I understand completely. But now you got guys who, now just fresh meat, guys who don't know anything about you. Yeah. So my man checked in. I didn't get a chance to say hello to him earlier. The Plank Star. Plank is checking in and said, good morning. Happy Friday, Shawn. Chat. Bear down. Bear down, Plank Star. That's what I'm talking about. James Ford checking in. Good morning, Shawn. Good morning, James. Thank you for checking in, Papa. I appreciate it. But I'm looking forward to it. I want to see I'm telling you, it's going to look cleaner. I'm thinking we're going to hear reports saying that the Bears offense looked good. All right, you're going to hear reports from everyone saying the Bears offense looked good. The ones. All right, you're going to be they're going up against a team that's not familiar with them. They're worried about they got their own issues in Miami. They have their own issues. So I'm not a betting man, but I'll tell you, I bet some money that the Bears offense looks much better than we've heard. Look much better against the Vikings, against the Dolphins today than we've heard it look against our own defense. Okay? And if it's not, I'll come back and I'll eat it. No problem. I got no problem admitting when I'm wrong. But I think it's good. I just think it's going to be completely different. Call me crazy. Crazy. I've been called worse. I've been called worse. And there's a couple of things I want to look at. One of the biggest things, tackle. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to see. Who is the left tackle? How well are they doing? Is it Braxton? Who gets first rep? Who gets first rip? Who gets first run? Braxton Jones? Ozzie Trapillo? Who gets first crack at it? How do they do? How does the other person do when it comes in? All right. This I want to see. The Dolphins were practicing yesterday by themselves at Hallis Hall. The backfields is said, according to Chicago Sun-Times. So they're practicing by themselves, just their team yesterday at Hallis Hall in preparation for today. Just kind of get a lay of the land, you know what I mean? And facility, things that they need, whatever it is that they need, they'll be aware of where it is. All right, so I'm excited to start seeing the reports from various people. Certain people, but various people. Because, I just can't. I can't put up with everybody's nonsense. I can't. Junior said, I checked to see if any lineman is wearing an actual lineman face mask. I know that's for those of you who don't know, that is Junior's biggest pet peeve. That offensive linemen don't have their own set face mask. Like a running back would never wear an offensive lineman's face mask. Like they're wearing face masks that no other position would wear. Like the last badass offensive lineman mask was probably the Shredder one. It was probably better for defensive guys, but the Shredder mask. Remember JPP, the Giants used it a lot? He had one. Just made you look like a badass. Bashan says, these joint practices are beneficial. Yeah, they are. They're extremely beneficial. Very, very beneficial. King Booker Will says, I want to hear Dex was in the backfield all day. So do I. Man, and they've been running. You heard Herb say that 5 times real fast. Talk about they'd have a 5-man front at practice. They're running a 5-man front with 5 D linemen. And what that does, and they talked about Herb, I believe, someone asked Grady Jerry yesterday about it. And they're saying that no double teams. Everybody's got a one-on-one. As a defensive lineman, you need to be salivating. You need to be salivating if you got a one-on-one. All 5 linemen are covered up. Now it's who gets to the quarterback first. And if you're not putting pressure on the quarterback, you lost that rep. And there's a lot of competition within that defensive line group. And if you're not there, they want that whole pocket to collapse. I want to see how that works in practice today. Because you can't touch the quarterback. You can't hit the quarterback. So you can't tackle the quarterbacks. I mean, you could, slap them in the back as you go by them. You know what I mean? Just a little. And it's going to be a quick whistle. That's the one thing. That's the only bad part about it. The defense wins a lot of plays because the whistle's quick. Quick. You get around the quarterback. They don't want anyone falling in his legs, tearing an ACL. Man, speaking of tearing ACL, I didn't make the next top of the morning topic, but who are you? Let me see. The Chargers. So what about this? Think about that. Think about this. You think if I try to hit you, do you think that I would miss? Chargers offensive tackle Rashawn Slater, who signed a 4-year, $113 million extension last month, was carted off the practice field and is having a season-ending surgery for a ruptured patella tendon. Now, there are some things out there saying, hey, would you trade them Braxton Jones? Because they need a left tackle. Braxton Jones, San Diego for maybe a 2nd or 3rd round pick. Braxton Jones will be the answer there for a year. Agency. And if he does well there, Braxton Jones is going to make himself a lot of money. Who would be down with that? Rashawn Slater, shorty, the kid from Northwestern, signed the 4-year, $113 million deal last month. He went down. So, yeah, and it was rough. But anyway, listen, we got to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my guy Lorin Cox from the Lockdown Bears podcast, talking all things Bears. All right? Let me get this. I got this. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best. I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. A lot going on. A lot. So I'm going to bring in my next guest. I'm fired up to talk to him. There's a lot going on as far as the Bears go. He is the host of the Locked On Bears podcast. He is also a big Chicago fan. The group Chicago. Saw him up at Summerfest this summer. You can find him on Twitter at Cox Sports 1, like Fox Sports 1, but with a C. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports, Lorin Cox. Lorin, what's up, Papa? How are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. Just gearing up for the preseason game, although it sounds like we're not going to see too much in that one.
No, we're not. There's a lot more being placed on the joint practice. It's a scrimmage. They call it. Why they gotta throw a nice little cute name on it? It's a scrimmage. Like, it's a joint practice. It's a scrimmage, damn it. It's been scrimmage as long as I've known it. It's a scrimmage now. But anyway, yeah, they're putting a lot more emphasis on that, which I understand. A little controlled environment and things like that. So what would you like to hear about today's joint practice?
Yeah, I mean, I think I want fewer mistakes with the same intensity. I think for most of training camp leading up to this point, they've been doing installs, right? Ben Johnson kept talking about there was like 12 different installs they wanted to work through. And earlier this week, they did number 12. And so at this point, I have a lot less patience then for players making mistakes or not being in the right place. Because it's one thing when they're installing it, it's kind of the first time they're doing anything. But like now I want to see them execute it at a high level against a real opponent. And not that they have to be perfect or that no one can make any mistakes, but just some of the running trends we've heard of, guys getting pulled out for not lining up correctly or whatever it might be. Like that kind of stuff really needs to start getting cleaned up now to give you the kind of confidence to say, well, they don't need to play in the preseason game on Sunday.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. That would be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping, and this is what I think it'll be a lot cleaner for us because you're not going against the same guys. Whoever you're going against doesn't know your tendencies. You don't know theirs. Whoever's going against you doesn't know your weaknesses. Okay, and vice versa. So I think it's gonna be a lot cleaner. I think we're gonna hear some good things from them, from the writers today at Hallis Hall. But I'm really excited about it. Any one position that you want to hear did well, beside Caleb, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say Caleb's always going to be the first one there. But I think in terms of like what still, I don't want to say concerns me the most, but like for me, it's always going to be the pass rush up front. Like that's the group that I still need to see the most from in terms of like proving to me that, Montez Sweat's going to have a bounce back here, that Dio Dengbo can be worth the big contract they gave him in free agency, and that the young guys in the depth behind those pass rushers, Austin Booker and Dominic Robinson, or the veteran they signed, Tano Passanio, like I want a little bit more confidence that group is going to be able to hold its own, and they're not going to have to rely on Dennis Allen scheming up blitzes and stunts and simulated pressures to try and get an actual pass rush this season.
Well, Dennis Allen is the kind of guy who likes to bring pressure. He'll bring 5. And I have Herb on the other day, and Herb Howard, and he was saying how he's put a couple 5-man fronts in, 5D linemen, which I personally love. And your thoughts on him maybe doing a little more 5-man pressure, just because now every single offensive lineman is covered. There's no double teams. It's now mano a mano, me versus you. Let me get to the quarterback. Your thoughts on him, on Dennis Allen, possibly doing a little more 5-man fronts?
Yeah, I was surprised when the unofficial depth chart came out with 5 defensive linemen on there, but it makes sense. I mean, if you think about the depth on this defense, right? Like we know they've got 2 linebackers you really like, and then they're kind of figuring out the rest of that. So might as well, if you're going to go a little bit heavier of a package, instead of having a 3rd linebacker, like throw in a 5th defensive lineman. You got a bunch of defensive tackles. That might be the deepest position anywhere on this team. I mean, and just off the top of my head, it feels about right. With you can have Gervon Dexter and Grady Jarrett and Andrew Billings and Chris Williams, and as soon as Shamar Turner gets healthy, and you hope Zach Pickens can give you something in there, like that's a group to me that if you're just trying to get your best players on the field and you need a little bit more bulk, like I'd rather have a 5th defensive lineman than either of your 3rd linebackers, who aren't terrible by any means, but it's just about where you've invested a lot of talent in draft picks and free agent signings on the interior of the defensive line.
That's a great call. I didn't look at it that way. If you get your best players on the field, and with that being probably the deepest position, yeah, you get another defensive lineman on there who can go, and we have a lot of them. All right, we have a lot of them. All right, you mentioned a couple, and when I'm telling you, I'm excited to see when Shamar Turner comes back. I really want to see him because of his disposition, his talent, and his motor. I'd really and him being tutored kind of like by Grady Jarrett. I can't wait till he gets back and he gets into the mix and gets a flow going, because now you got another dog on the inside coming in. You know what I mean? And he's a dude that if you want to, you could put him on the end. Maybe next year if Dio doesn't do well, say, all right, listen, we'll have you lose a couple weight, maybe 15 pounds, and have you come off the edge, with that nonstop motor. I really like. That's why I said I'm so excited for this. But like I said, I didn't think about it that way. Getting your best players on the field by adding that 5th one. What about the DBs? How are you? Are you concerned with them? No Jalen Johnson. All right, we're still number 2s up in the air. Your thoughts on the DBs?
Yeah, I generally have a pretty good level of comfort there. I mean, there's something about the idea of a guy like Nashawn Wright coming out of nowhere into this number 2 cornerback battle feels a little bit, I don't know, like maybe it's just from PTSD of following the Bears for so long, but it feels like a red flag there, just in the sense of like, we kind of thought like, Tyreek Stevenson is not perfect, but we kind of know what he is and what he isn't. And for like, he's not a terrible cornerback by any means. And so for a relatively unknown free agent who was on a practice squad last season to just show up and instantly be able to compete for the number 2 spot has me just like the tiniest bit, like scratching. I don't even want to say worried, right? But just like keeping an eye on that, just to make sure, because sometimes it feels like it's like the quarterback thing. Like if you have two, do you have one? And I don't like how it's been left so wide open. It's one thing if like they had like used a high draft pick at the position and said, okay, now we've really got two good young players that we're trying to figure out who's the better of the two. But like the fact that it feels like it's still so wide open leaves me a little bit skeptical about the level of confidence in either one, that neither one is just like really taking a hold of that. Whereas at least like at left tackle, right? You've got a second round pick versus an established veteran. Like you can kind of feel like either of those guys could be really good and you're just trying to figure out who's slightly better. But like for me with Stevenson and Wright at corner, I'm like, do we know for sure whether either one of them is really good, or are we still trying to figure out if you have even one starting caliber cornerback there to put opposite Jalen Johnson?
Interesting. Well, there's always politics involved. All right. Everybody knows about Tyreek Stevenson's transgressions last year in Washington. Obviously the staff knows about it. And then this guy came over with Al Harris, his familiarity with him.
Yeah.
And he's tall, he's long. I don't know. I think that it's Tyreek Stevenson they have no loyalty to him. All right. You're not our guy. We didn't draft you. So let's bring in another guy. And the worst case scenario is that he beats out their guy. Other guy that they're cool with. Because let's be honest, Tyreek Stevenson is a tall, physical cornerback, just what Dennis Allen likes. He likes to go man. He likes guys who can reroute receivers. This is what he does. Now maybe they just brought this guy in to up his intensity, and iron sharpens iron. Maybe that's it. But either way, I'm good with it. You got a 6'3", 6'4" corner. All right. Or you got a guy who's very physical, who we saw can reroute receiver. Either way, looks like a win.
And especially while Jalen Johnson's out, like you might as well, right? If both these guys are going to be on the field anyway, it's not like you're losing reps by because I like the idea of being able to give a guy and say, hey, like you're going to get all the first team reps so you can be with America's top 40 now on with the countdown. This week in 1976. No, but like at least like with both like Tyreek Stevenson and Nahshon Wright they can both have all the first team reps. So you feel like they're getting ready for the start of the regular season, right? Like they're getting all the reps necessary to be good to go. Whereas like, at left tackle, Braxton Jones and Ozzie Trapillo, each one's getting kind of like half the kind of first team reps you'd like them to get. Like I'd like that position battle to settle a little bit quicker. Whereas like at corner, you don't have to name anybody until Jalen Johnson gets back. So no rush, just kind of keep letting them do their thing.
And also it's a good thing if Jalen Johnson's injury if he doesn't heal up soon enough. It has to miss week 1 or week 1 and 2. Then you're like, okay, well now we got two guys who've been getting all these reps that we feel comfortable with. Like we don't have to choose because now, one on one side, the other on the other side. You know what I mean? So I think that's a good thing. But you brought up Braxton Jones in the left tackle position. Give me your thoughts on, there's a lot of hype and talk about the Micah Parsons thing with Dallas. But there's also a situation that just happened in San Diego. Actually, I take that back. With the Chargers in L.A. All right, Rashawn Slater, $113 million. Rashawn Slater just out for the season with a torn patella tendon, I believe. Would you be okay if they possibly traded Braxton Jones to the Chargers for maybe a 3rd round pick? All right, your thoughts on that, or maybe Dallas, and if you can get Rashawn, you know what I mean, get a left tackle over to Dallas, and obviously some more picks for Micah Parsons. Your thought on any possible trades for this Bears team?
Yeah, I think Braxton Jones is a really prime trade candidate there. And I'm a little torn on it because I feel like because he finished last season with the ankle injury, that like his trade value is a little bit lower now, right? Like teams haven't seen him play since he had the injury, and that's always going to leave them a little bit weary, even if it's just a negotiating tactic, right? They're going to say, well, we don't know exactly how the ankle is, so maybe we're not as key. So they try and lower the price. So to me, like what feels like the ideal scenario, like of course, like first and foremost, you just want to get your best left tackle in there. And if that's Ozzie, then that's Ozzie. But like, I think your best case scenario is like you start Braxton Jones for the first, month or so of the season, and then trade him close to the trade deadline so that NFL teams can kind of see some tape and say, okay, yeah, Braxton Jones looks like a starting caliber left tackle. Boom. Let's go make the deal. And maybe they give up a slightly higher draft pick at that point, especially in season if they're feeling a little bit more desperate because they've seen their left tackle option not going well. As opposed to like right now, that every team thinks, oh, we like our backups a lot. Like we trust our guy in practice, and then you go in the regular season and it's Karan Namagaji and he's having a hard time out there. Then they're more desperate to trade for Braxton Jones. And then along the way, Ozzie Trapillo gets just a few games on the bench, right, to kind of see regular season action, to learn, like, not that he quote unquote needs it, but I think a lot of young players can benefit from even just like a little bit of time going through game weeks of prep without actually being out there on the field. So you're not rushing them in there too early or establishing any bad habits, but you can kind of see how a starting left tackle does it in the NFL for a few weeks. Then you trade him, then you get Ozzie in there, because Braxton has enough of an injury history too, where like even if Braxton's your week one starter, Ozzie's probably going to play a few games this season anyway. So I like the idea of ideally the rookie sitting on the bench to begin, but if he looks like the better left tackle, then start the better left tackle.
Yeah, my thought is this: if you think Ozzie's better, then if they're super close, let's go with Ozzie. My thing would just be go with Ozzie. Just he's going to be your future. All right, Braxton Jones, you're going to command a nice salary in the offseason. All right, the story for him, it's a feel-good story. 58 round pick who starts on the left tackle for 3 solid years. You know what I mean? And I think his ceiling is an above average left tackle. I think that's a ceiling, and I think he's pretty close to it. And if you got a shit left tackle, all right, you'll be more than happy to get an above average left tackle at least for a couple of seasons. If that's close, yeah, just take Ozzie. But it makes sense for them to play Braxton, let Ozzie watch, and then transition sometime there. What about this whole Micah Parsons situation? Would you want Micah Parsons here on the Bears, and what would you be willing to give up? Obviously, you'll probably need 2 firsts. Some people have mentioned Cole Kmet in the deal. Your thoughts on bringing Micah Parsons, who really isn't a 4-3 defensive end. He's better fit for a 3-4 outside linebacker. But your thoughts?
Yeah, well, Matt Eberflus is going to try and fit him in there one way or the other, defensive end, and try and make it work. So I think, first of all, the Dallas Cowboys are not going to end up trading Micah Parsons, right? Like, this is a classic Jerry Jones. Make a player mad. Everybody talks about it. He gets the attention he wants, and then he's happy to pay up at the end and is more than willing to spend all this money to get everybody to talk about it. But from a Bears perspective, it feels like they're kind of like a year too early to make the big Micah Parsons splash trade. Like, if you trade for Parsons, you're going all in on like this year, right? You're saying we're pushing for that Super Bowl right now to try and be the best version we can be, like, absolutely today, knowing that you're sacrificing some of your future to get Micah Parsons with those draft picks that are going to be really valuable, and then a lot of your future salary cap space. Like, if you trade for Micah Parsons and give him a contract extension, you're really not going to have much money next offseason to, re-sign Jaquan Brisker or Kevin Byard, or to bring in, another running back to replace DeAndre Swift, right? Like, those things become that much harder. So you're kind of just stuck with the guys you got now, which is great if you feel like your team is right on the cusp of the Super Bowl. But I think with Ben Johnson year 1, Dennis Allen year 1, Caleb Williams year 2, like, this year is still a little bit of like a building up the foundation. You still, still making the playoffs and try and push for that. But like, feels like this is the warm up. And then next year, 2026 is like, all right, everyone's set in place. Now let's go all in. And like, that's when you make the big splash pass rusher trade. And, if they franchise tag Micah Parsons this offseason, maybe he'll still be available then too.
Interesting. I wouldn't mind going for him. I wouldn't mind, because there's nothing else we need. There's literally we just rebuilt the offensive line. All right, okay, maybe we might have a starting rookie starting left tackle, but if not, if you got Braxton Jones, you have the offensive a veteran offensive line. All right, you got stud wide receivers. Jesus Christ, some of the best. It's one of the best cores in football. All right, you got a decent running game. We'll see how well. And I think DeAndre Swift is much better than people give him credit for. He had 950 yards last year behind that shit offensive line. Crappy. And then he was out. He was injured a couple games as well. So, he easily was 1,000 yards, and it doesn't hold as much water as it did before because of the extra game, but nonetheless. All right, and then we got to see what Calvin Ungai, how well he does, which I think he's going to do well. His ability to pick up the blitz has been second to none. That's carried over from college to the pros, according to Herb. So I'm happy with that. And to me, as I said, he was the Aston Genty without speed. So offense, I think we're good. Defensive line, we're good. Linebackers are good. I think we have everything. I think we have everything. And I agree. I hear your point. Like next year, once the offense gets rolling, once the offense gets out of its infancy stage and Caleb gets more comfortable in it, I see. But why not, man, bump it? Why not? This next year he'll be, maybe we get to the playoffs and we get into the divisional round, all right, with him, all right, or maybe God forbid the NFC Championship game, because he is a game changer, and then that makes Montez Sweat, who's killing it in camp, makes him better now. So if there's a chance, which I don't think there's a very big chance, I think slim and none. Slim's about to leave town. If there's a chance, hell, go for it, because that defense, go for it if you got it. I don't care 2 first-round picks. If you got to give up Cole, cool. Well, not cool, but I'd be willing to sacrifice Cole Kmet for that. But if you can get this guy, get him. And if it takes another year, because once we get there, man, this defense is going to be primed. This team will be primed to get there on a consistent, at least an NFC title game, on a consistent basis. So that's my thought. Give me your thoughts on Ben Johnson. It's easy to call plays. You're an offensive coordinator. It's easy. You got Dan Campbell in front of you. He's taking all the heat. He's making all the decisions. He's checking with you. Do you want to go for it on 4th down? Now he's got nobody. Now he's the head honcho. Your thoughts on how he will be, in going into the season?
Yeah, I think these preseason games are going to be just as much of a warm-up for him as it is the players, right? Like to know when to call timeouts, to throw the challenge flag, to manage the clock in 2-minute situations at the end of the game. Like he's going to be working through a lot of those head coach specific duties in some of these preseason game situations. And I think that's kind of the area, maybe not so much in game, but more broadly, like that's the thing that Ben Johnson still has to prove quite a bit of, is like how he manages practices and a roster. Like we're going to, like he said today that Caleb Williams is not going to play in this preseason game. And like 9 of the 11 starters on both sides of the ball are not going to play. And I think he deserves some benefit of the doubt to say he knows better than we do, but like, we got to see how that plays out. We might look back and say, there was a head coach mistake by Ben Johnson if we look at it. And so, man, Caleb could use those extra reps or whatever it might be. Like, I can see where, like, I want to say, he's let him make the mistake before we like criticize him for the decision. But like, those are the kind of things that he hasn't had to decide before, and he's doing his best judgment, and he knows the team better than we do. So like, I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt in some regard there. But like, he has to also earn that trust in the head coaching decisions, and we can just kind of see how they play out. But I don't necessarily agree with the idea of like not playing any of them, even just like a little bit to go through that process. And so I still have full faith in Ben Johnson, but I'm curious to see, like, will he prove us right, or will we find that he's got some learning to do still too at the head coaching position?
I want to see Caleb play, and I get it. You're practicing against the team, and maybe if they weren't, scrimmaging against this team today, it might be a different story. I hope it's a different story with other teams. I know that with Buffalo's, is it Buffalo next?
Yeah.
And Buffalo's coming in too. So I understand, like, you're getting in good work. But I would like to see him. It's just a little different scrimmage in a game. All right. A little different. The atmosphere is different. You're not going to have 60,000 people there. Okay. You're not going to have the noise. Not that it's going to be a detriment to us, but it's just the whole thing. I'd much rather have him play, even if it's 2 series. I personally would like a half, because he can get hurt. He can get hurt here. I know the quarterbacks are off limits, but doesn't mean that a guy can't fall and roll and hit. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways to get hurt. To me, it bugs me. I want to see him play an actual game, get out there, all right, and Soldier Field. This whole team, this whole offense. So, but again, that's one of the things he's got to navigate as a head coach. And yeah, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Talk to me about this defense, though. All right, Dennis Allen, as we know, he's very aggressive. They're ahead of the offense. That's usually the way it is on or in preseason because there's a lot more involved in running an offense. But how excited are you about this defense moving forward this year? All right, with the reports that Montez Sweat has just been a monster. He's got the best of Darnell Wright a few times. Grady Jarrett has been on fire. All right, Andrew Billings has been good. Gervon Dexter has shown out. Give me your thoughts on the excitement of this defense moving forward, especially with this offense still trying to grasp the concepts and get rolling.
Yeah, I'm this training camp has built more confidence for me in this defense than I came in with. Like, I think I came in wondering, like, okay, like, how is this pass rush going to look? And like, how will the secondary hold up, especially without Jalen Johnson in there? Like, but I think Dennis Allen's ability to scheme stuff up at the line of scrimmage is something that I think we will initially underrate and then really quickly appreciate. Just, I think the contrast from Matt Eberflus in that regard is going to be the most visible, and it's going to be like, oh, like, that's what it's like when a defensive coordinator is really can be aggressive and get after the opposing quarterbacks. Like, it just felt like so often the Bears' pass rush plan last year was always rush 4 and occasionally stunt, and like that. Just and I get, like, you want to sit back and zone or whatever, but like Dennis Allen's going to do a lot more of that, and or a lot less of that, and a lot more blitzing and simulated pressures and different alignments to try and maximize these pass rushers. That, to me, gives me a lot more confidence in a position group that I still feel has a lot to prove there. And then when you pair that with a scheme on the back end that's going to align better with Jalen Johnson's skill set and Tyreek Stevenson's skill set and Nashawn Wright's skill set and Terrell Smith's skill set, and I think then being able to use Kyler Gordon in a bunch of different ways that will maximize his skill set. I mean, like, it just feels to me like with Eberflus's defense, it was a lot of like, this is what we're going to do, and we got to find guys to kind of fit into that zone. And with Dennis Allen, it feels more like there's more like synergy and aligning with, oh yeah, what he wants to do also works really well with the players that they have here.
Yeah, you're right. It seems like they got those types of guys with Eberflus, but didn't play that style.
Yeah.
Now this guy comes with this aggressive style, and you have the guys on the corners on the outside, or the DBs, who would like to play that type of style. And I think that's even Terrell Smith here from Minnesota. He's another big physical cornerback, okay, who can fit the system, who probably loves, let me go man. I mean, I think most cornerbacks they have that old Deion Sanders mentality. Let's just pick a guy and stay on him all game. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And I think this is it was a great situation with the guys that they've drafted prior who were here. And now Dennis Allen's like, man, I got some DBs. I got some ballers out here. I mean, which now maybe I can't just go a 5-man front and let these guys play. And if that's the case, that could a lot of PBUs, a lot of INTs. And if we get a lot of INTs, that's going to be a lot of quite a few short fields for Caleb. And you don't got to go 60, 80 yards. You might have to go 30 or 40 or 50. And that's a whole different story than going 60, 75, 80 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, that sort of balance between the two, I think, is going to be really critical, right? Instead of like last season where seemingly every fourth quarter the Bears were down 7 or 10, and Caleb's the one who's got to go 80-plus yards because, of course, somehow they get pinned back inside their own 22 to start.
Why? How? Every game.
And then, and to his credit, of course, he was able to drive them into field goal range 3 or 4 times. They didn't really win any of those games, but like he did his part in a lot of those games. But boy, if you can either A, give them better field position, or B, just not leave you trailing or late in games like that, like that's going to do so much for Caleb's development as well, just to like put him in easier situations so that he can ace those, and then when he does get in the really tough spots, those are fewer and far between, and he can rise to the occasion instead of like constantly putting that on his shoulders.
Your thoughts on Caleb with his, being moved predominantly under center, and how you think he's gonna fare? He did say his footwork is better. He did say he's kind of got to marry his footwork to his route, to the passes. But your thoughts on that transition for Caleb?
Yeah, it feels to me like this is something that is sort of like careful what you wish for, Caleb, because he talked about he wanted to be coached hard and pushed, and it's like, all right, then we're gonna like completely change not everything you've ever done, but like we're gonna kind of pick you up from your nice comfortable shotgun offense and say, all right, here's brand new footwork, under center, brand new timing, like brand new delivery, like do all this stuff. And it's like that's a lot for a quarterback to have to learn and work through and do so quickly. And that's what he wanted. And I think it's going to be good for him, but it's going to be a real test and a real learning process along the way. And I do wonder if maybe we're going to continue to see like a little bit of a slower start in the regular season, just because there's so much on his plate, like because we've seen some of those struggles of the practice here. And I think it's ultimately going to pay off, right? It's going to be good for him, but it's just going to be a lot. And it's more about like process over results, like put him through this really difficult training of, learning quarterback, knowing that it might slow things down initially, but the payoff at the end is supposed to be well worth it when you've got such a well-rounded offense that can run the ball, can play action, can load up and throw the deep, and can still go into shotgun and go RPO. Like in theory, with Caleb Williams up to speed in this offense, you can do just about anything and everything that Ben Johnson wants him to do. And then you can really let Ben Johnson cook at that point with a quarterback that can do more than what Jared Goff could do for him in Detroit.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good partnership, a very good partnership for the next 10, 12 years. I think it's going to be a very exciting one for them, for the organization, especially for us as fans. And that's something we haven't seen since the Cutler days, a high-powered offense. And this is going to be fun to go back to that with that kick-ass defense. And I don't think Dennis Allen's going anywhere. He had 2 shots at the apple of being a head coach. I think at that point you're kind of done with your head coaching opportunities. So if he stays here for that entire time, how crazy would that be? All right, consistency on defense, on offense. What the hell's going on here in Chicago, dude? What the hell?
It feels like Steve Spagnuolo in Kansas City, right? Where it's just like, he just gets to be great all the time and no one's going to hire him away. And it's like, all right, great. We'll just keep him. Sweet.
Just stay here. We'll pay you whatever you want. Here's a blank check. Hey, Lorin, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it. But before you go, do me a big favor. Let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, of course. Always appreciate you having me on. You can hear me 5 days a week over on the Locked On Bears podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can follow me on Twitter at Cox Sports 1.
Awesome. Hey, I don't know what you're doing the 14th Detroit game, but we're having a watch party up in Sports Zone Chicago is having a watch party. So if you want, you're more than welcome to come on down and hang out with us and have a few beers and talk a little Bears.
Yeah, it sounds great. We'll try to see if that lines up here, but that should be fun.
Sounds cool, buddy. You have a great weekend.
Hey, thanks. You too. All
right, buddy. Guys, that's Lorin Cox from the Locked On Bears podcast. Man, he's excited. I'm excited. Woo, Charlie. And then in case you didn't hear and you just were surprised by it, Sunday, September 14th, Sports Zone Chicago Bears watch party at Branding Iron, 7034 South Harlem. It's in Bridgeview. It's right outside of SeatGeek Stadium. And it's for those of you who are like, it's not Chicago. It's literally adjacent to Chicago. You go over the hill, you're in Chicago. All right, so spare me. We'll have a whole bunch of giveaways. Have some T-shirts, some other cool stuff. Still working on a swag shop. I'm telling you, we're going to have some really, really cool shit to give away. So you're going to want to go there. And we'll have probably a halftime and maybe a short post-game show. It's going to be in the pavilion. It's going to be behind. So what they have is a bar, and then behind it, it's called the pavilion. It's a covered area. They have tons of TVs all in the place. There's a stage in the front, and they have and you can go out there, and if you're a cigar smoker, you can get out there and smoke cigars, which we're going to have. We're going to have a whole bunch of giveaways, raffles to get there. Everyone's going to get a raffle ticket when you get there. All right, and then you're going to, we'll have giveaways throughout the game. It's going to be pretty dope. I'm telling you, I'm fired up. We told you we're going to be out and about a little more. Rick's like, let's hit Craples after my old stomping ground, FGB. Thank you. Hey, Shorty, thank you. So Shorty's the man promoting Sports Zone Chicago in this show several times last night. Thank you, Shorty. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I really, really do, man. And are you going to be in town? If you're going to be in town that week, come on out, man. Hang out. But I want everybody. All right, come on out. Say hi to your boy. All right, great food over there. I'm telling you, their steak bites are awesome. Oh, my goodness. Steak bites are awesome. The quesadilla tacos are awesome. Good spot. 7034, I want to say, South Harlem. You can't miss it. Once you come over the hill on Harlem, it's right by SeatGeek Stadium. It's going to be a great time. I said, I'm telling you, you're going to love this pavilion. You're going to love it. Love it. All right, the big open air. It's covered, but it's open air. Like you can, there's no doors or anything to get in there. You will love it. You will love it. This place is awesome. Tons of TVs, screens all around the place. You're going to have a great time. You get to hang out with me and some of the other guys, people at Sports Zone Chicago. Tons of raffle giveaways. It's going to be a phenomenal time. Ooh, so I actually may be in town, Shawn. Awesome. If you are, cool, man. Cool. Rick says, is Duke still there on 79th and Harlem, or did it close? No, it closed. It closed. Yeah, it's on the east side. If you're going down, say about 80th, it was right past the who's the frozen yogurts? Oh God, I can't think of the frozen yogurt place. Andy's. It was right past the Andy's, but no, it's gone. They closed it down. They closed Duke's down. Yeah, but yeah, so it's going to be a phenomenal time, man. It's going to be awesome. Start spreading the word. I want to see tons of people there. I want to see a whole shitload of people there. And we got the inside of the bar, and we have the outside of the bar. We're going to be in the outside of the bar in the pavilion, watching it, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be one heck of a time, man. And we're having some more watch parties. All right, for a lot of the games I don't go to, things like that. Yes. Yeah, King Book was, wait a minute. Meet up. I got to move a mission around. Do it, Papa. Do it. Junior says, is it by Huck Finn's? No. Huck Finn's is on Archer and Damon. It's on 67th and Pulaski. It's on 103rd and Cicero. Those are the Huck Finns. So, no, not by Huck Finn. It's on Harlem. 71st and Harlem. Shorty, that'd be great, man. Said I have to come into town and train my team in our new software, so I might be able to make it. Dude, that would be awesome if you can make it. That'd be great. I'm telling you, we're going to have so many cool giveaways. So what I'm going to do is, once the swag shop's set up, we're going to have it set up in the next week or two. I'm going to try and get some of the really cool stuff from the swag shop, all right, to hand out. And Black Diamond, count me in. Thank you, Papa. I appreciate it. Look forward to meeting you, bro. Just don't be wearing a Cub hat. No Cub hats allowed. You know, baseball divides us and football unites us. But yeah, we'll have some Sports Zone Chicago gear. Obviously, a couple T-shirts. We're going to give away a lot of shit with Sports Zone Chicago. And no, Rick, no more Harlem Corners. This been gone for a while. Yeah, that's what they used to be $1. They used to be $1, the dollar show. They used to love going there. Yeah. Well, I'm like, security. Black Diamond, you coming to coast at security, get him out of here. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you, boss. I'm messing with you, Baba. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man. I'm telling you, the food is excellent. They got new owners. They've owned it about a year. We were trying to do some stuff with them last year. All right, it just didn't work out. But this year at the Cigar Social when I was at on Wednesday, the guy and I, he's like, oh, great, great seeing you again, but blah blah blah. You still in? And we started talking, and yeah, so we put it down on the calendar. It's done deal. Steve will be back this week, so we'll get a flyer up, and man, it's gonna be awesome. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to meet some of you guys. Rick, if you can make it, Shorty, if you can make it, Black Diamond, if you can make it, that'd be awesome, man. Oh, and you'll be wearing your Sweetness throwback. Dope. Dope. I want everybody to show up. I want to put it out to my whole friends list on Facebook. And when you get the flyer, I'd appreciate if you pass it out to your people. All right, your whole your Facebook, your list of Facebook friends. I want to pack this joint. I want it to be awesome. I want him to say, "Hey, shit, we want you back." All right, we want you back. Weather permitting. Maybe get a couple more road games in there. Yeah, so it's going to be one hell of a time. Sports Zone Chicago's Bears watch party on Sunday, September 14th at Branding Iron, 71st in Harlem. Okay, it's going to be awesome. You know what? just for that. I will have some. I will make sure. I will make sure one of the shirts I have a Coaching Matters shirts, hashtag Coaching Matters shirts to give away. I have a FGB shirt to give away. That'll be a raffle prize as well, guaranteed. So I'm telling you, we're gonna have a whole bunch of cool shit from the swag shop, and we're still going over final items and things like that. People, I think people will think are really dope and be interested in. So we're gonna have a lot of shit to hand out. It's gonna be one hell of a time watching the Bears beat the hell out of the Detroit Sucks Lions in Motown. It's gonna be one, and then again, probably a pregame, a halftime pregame show, a pregame, a halftime, and possibly a postgame show, only for about a half hour each. All right, nothing crazy. You hear me talk all the time, but this time you get to see me talk live. So I'm so excited about this watch party. It's going to be dope, man. It's going to be dope. For those of you who can make it out, that'd be awesome. And these guys, tell you, these guys are great people. The guys who own that spot, great people. It's right after the Canelo fight. Canelo fight is the day before. Remember, that's Mexican Independence Weekend. You know, Canelo only fights Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence weekends. So he'll be fighting the night before. So that place is gonna be packed the night before. Gonna be packed the day of, I would imagine. But I want us to bring the noise, man. And then a whole bunch of people. We'll have signs, obviously. I'm excited. A whole bunch of stuff I got to do. I got about 4 or 5 weeks to get this done. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. It's going to be one heck of an event for us here at Sports Zone Chicago, and one heck of an event for you guys, to come and enjoy. It'll be the first of a couple this year. We'll talk. We're still trying to do stuff with Output, do stuff with Local Catina. So we're going to have it's going to be awesome. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to today. I really am. I can't wait to hear the reports. One of the things that, let's see what we got here. One of the things that I'm concerned with is the process. All right, getting in and out of the huddle. All right, because they're going to have that today. All right, there's going to be a play clock. They got this whole thing, and them getting it out as soon as he gets more comfortable. Okay, because there's still been some issues with him getting the play call in, getting it set in the huddle, getting out of the huddle, the motions, the checks, the shifts, all right, and then snapping the ball with, a decent amount of time. It takes time. It takes time. I'm telling you, it takes time. And a lot of my offenses that I played on weren't as sophisticated as this, but even with those, we had to work on it. All right, and then as we got more comfortable. All right, year 2, year 3, year 4, man, we just knew the play. They called the play, and it was so much easier and more efficient. And I want to see this team get efficient with this offense. As soon as they get more fit in and out in no time, wow, just watch. We're going to have a whole bunch of things to be excited about, a whole bunch of things to be cheering about, a whole bunch of things to be high-fiving everybody. You know what I mean? Rick, yeah, I'm off, boys, to Michigan for my weed. Be well, boys. FGB, Rick. Hey, Rick, you gotta let me know what size so I can make sure we get you try and get you one of those shirts at the raffle. All right, at the meetup. If you don't buy one prior, all right, what size shirt you got? But have fun. Enjoy your weed. Enjoy your weed, my friend. Oh, man. I don't know about you, but football season gets me excited. Football season gets me excited, man. There's a reason for it. There's that animalistic, that barbaric nature that we have as humans, which is why boxing was so big for so long. That's why MMA was so big for so long. Which is why those videos of people getting knocked the fuck out are so big. All right? It's the primitive nature that we have to inflict pain on people who, you know what I mean? It's cool. As men, we have it. As men, we have that. And it's awesome. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to have a whole bunch of Sports Zone Chicago gear to give out to people. They're going to love it. Raffles up the yin yang. It's going to be dope. Got some signs and shit. The whole nine, man. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I'm fired up about it. And it's going to be dope. Like I said, the first of a couple that we're going to have for Bear Road games. And yeah, it's going to be one. It's going to be fun. But going into today, one of the things I want to see, I really want to see and hear about. Nothing like delivering a clothesline. Black Diamond says, I love football season mainly because I get to ignore my wife for 48 hours. Hey, I hear you. Okay. Jeremiah, what's up, mijo? How are you? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. I appreciate it. The one thing that I really want to see, I want to hear, I want to see if that run game gets going. I want to see if that run game, this new offensive line, if they're able to run that ball against the Dolphins. And mind you, the Dolphins weren't the best run defense in the league last year, and that's fine. But if they're able to run that ball today, what a huge advantage that's going to be for Caleb. We've talked about it. We talked about the advantage of the run game, of play action. Okay, the linebackers are going to be fucked. They are going to be done. If we start running that, able to run that ball, get 3, 4, 5 a pop. Listen, we don't need 20, 25-yard runs. We don't. If we get 3 to 4 yards a pop, man, we are good. Man, are we good. People see the big runs that everyone has and like, oh, that's what we need. We don't need that. We don't need that. That'll come. Trust me, that will come. But I want to see this offensive line win and control the line of scrimmage. They spent a lot of money on that offensive line, especially those front three. And what have I told you? Those front three, the 2 guards in the center, that's your run game. So against fresh meat, that's what I want to see. I want to see DeAndre Swift hitting it up in there. I want to see Kyle Monangai up in there. Roshan Johnson, I know he was banged up a little bit. I don't know how much he's going to practice today, but I want to see them jokers. I want to see it. I want to see them. Rick just sent me a friend request. Herb just tweeted that he said that Roshan Johnson. Oh, this was yesterday. He said he was good. He'll be back soon. But I want to see that run game. And I'll tell you, if that run game hits, watch out. If that run game hits, watch out. Junior says, I remember running the ball and seeing the defense give up, especially when Caesar told the defense we're running your way. I remember Caesar would do that. We're running right here. We're running right here. You can't stop it. He had the blood in, blood out. He had the Vato accent. Now we're running right here. You can't even stop it, bro. Can't even stop it. And then after the play, we get 5 or 6. I told you we were running right there, bro. So that's going to be huge. The run game is going to set the tone. They've had physical practices. So I would anticipate that everything they've been doing in these practices, when they're getting after each other and getting chippy, now they're going to have meat. Remember, I've been saying it all show, fresh meat. This is with these guys. They're going to be fired up. If this run game can get consistent 4 or 5 yards a pop today, wow. That's going to give me a bunch of hope. It's going to make me feel so much better. And not even going into Sunday because starters aren't playing, but going into the season. It's going to give me so much hope and even more excitement, knowing that everything that a running game sets up is on the table. Everything a running game sets up is on the table. That's exciting. That's exciting to me because of the quarterback we have, because of the receivers we have, because of the tight ends we have, because of the running backs we have. This is going to be a good thing. A lot. And if they don't have a good game, if they don't run the ball very well today, I'll be upset, but it's not the end of the world. I'll be upset, but it's not the end of the world. You still got next week. We got Buffalo coming in next week. Is that what it is? Well, yeah. Bashan says usually first preseason game, both offensive and defensive, is running vanilla stuff. Yeah, vanilla stuff, and that's why we're going to punch you in the mouth and run the ball. Stop it if you can. And that's what I want to see. Can they stop it? Can they run the ball? Can they stop the run? That line of scrimmage is going to be paramount. 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 Mr. Shorty said the Bears are stacked with skill position players. This should be a fun next few years. Yeah, but they're also stacked on the offense. Let's not get it twisted, Shorty. They're stacked on the offensive line. You got a stud right tackle, you got a stud right guard, you got a stud center, you got a stud left guard. All right, we don't know about the left tackle yet. We have an incumbent who's been a starter for 3 years. He's been an above average left tackle. Can Isaac Trapillo be a stud left tackle? We're going to find out. That offensive line is huge for us. And that's what I want to see. I want to see their development as a group. I'm looking forward to their development as a group. But if they can run the ball, if they can shove that ball down your throat, right down your mouth, teams are going to have a tough time. Because Caleb's not going to have such small windows. The windows are small, but they won't be as small if you can run the ball. Ooh, I just dropped some bars. I just dropped some bars, baby. Windows won't be as small if you can run the ball. It says like spades, we got 4 in a possible. Cornelius says if the Bears have a top 5 O-line, now it's time to prove it. Yeah, I'm not going to put them in the top 05 because of the fact that they haven't done anything. Now, if you ask me middle of the year and you put them in top 5, now you have some data to look back on and say, okay, here's what they're doing. I just want to see the upgrade. I want to see the improvement in the offensive line. Herb Howard really made it sound like Ozzie is a stud. Yeah, he did. He did. So we're going to find out. And it's going to determine the entire that I shouldn't say the entire because we can always get better. It'll determine that run game, that offensive line, how well they gel is going to determine how soon we start winning games consistently. How soon we start winning games consistently. You know, Grady Jarrett talked about going up against not Jonah Jackson, the other one. Joe Tooney. And what a stud he is. Says getting him better in practice. And believe me, the feeling is mutual. Going up against a guy like Grady Jarrett in practice, you can do nothing but get better. Nothing but get better. So this is the beginning of something special. The beginning of something special, guys, and make sure that our feet are present. I know we got great things coming, but I told you I'm gonna keep my feet in 2025. I might look at 2026, but I'm gonna keep my feet in 2025. No, Black Diamond said, Sean, did you hear Grady rip Karma Newman? No, I didn't. Oh man, I would love to hear it. Where was it at? Yes, King Booker World, Growth every week. Growth. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's the most important thing. All right, and I know people want Caleb to be 4,000-yard passers. They want him to be, 30 touchdowns and all this stuff. I get it. I understand you want those numbers. I want one number. I want a Super Bowl win. Everything else is secondary, tertiary even. I don't care about personal stats. I want one stat every week. I want to go 1-0. Every week I want to go 1-0. And that's the way you have to approach it. Because if it's 1-0, mission accomplished. Now, you might not be happy personally with your effort or your production in the game, but the overall mission is one goal. To borrow a phrase from the NHL and the Blackhawks, one goal. And that's to hold the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year. I don't think we're there this year. I don't think we're there on that path this year. But next year, I believe we're definitely in the mix. We're definitely in the mix. So let's keep it up. Let's stay excited. Let's root for our boys. All right, let's get out to some bars, patios. All right, get out there, enjoy it, because I'm telling you, it's always fun at a bar. Or meet up with your people. Don't just stay home by yourself. If you're going to stay home, have people come over. All right, or go to someone else's house. Make it a party. It's party, party, party. Woo! King Book of World. Caleb stats plus me equals a rat's ass. I'm telling you, bro. I hear you. I want to see Caleb hit those slants. I want to see him hit those curls. I want to see him hit those ins. I want to see hit those quick outs. Oh, okay. Black Diamond said, yesterday's presser, Carm asked, are you playing leader because you're on a new team? And Grady said, I've been trying to get my point across. Oh, my point across is you. I'm me every day. Oh, I'll listen to it. I'll go back and listen to it. I'll listen to it, Black Diamond. That's dope. Good looking out. That's awesome. Well, listen, guys, 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guy Lorin Cox for coming on talking Bears football with us. I want to thank you guys in the chat for keeping it lit. Lit. I love it. Black Diamond, Shorty, King Book of World, Levette, Jr., it's a Shorty. I say Cornelius, Mashawn, Patty, Jeremiah, Rick Gonzalez, who's on the way to Michigan to get some weed. I ain't mad at you, dog. Shit, I might go to. I'm thinking about going to Michigan today. Shit. The Plankster, we had the Plankster checking in. Good to see him. Back on track. He's starting to become a regular again. Good to see him. I love it, man. My man Armando Emeterio, Lada Jr., James Ford checking in. Brandon Chutch checking in. My guy Mondo. Mondo's like, watch party on my birthday. I'll be there. Excellent, Papa. Excellent. I appreciate it. Everybody else, I hope I mentioned you. And if I didn't, my apologies. I try to get everybody that I saw in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, man. I love doing this. I love talking Chicago sports, especially Bears with you guys. Plank says, thank you, Sean. Peace, chat. Peace. Bear down. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys. Everybody hit that like button a million times. All right. It helps the algorithm and everything like that. So please let me implore you, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Guys, you have a phenomenal weekend. It's going to be hot. Be careful. If you can get to a pool, get to a pool. If you can get to the lake, get to the lake. All right? Just don't be acting stupid. All right? Because there's too many stupid people out there willing to shoot people and take a life for no reason. All right? It's not that serious if someone, bumps you or something like that. Just be careful. All right? Get out there and enjoy it. I know I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to head to Orland Pool, or I might just head back to Michigan for the night and come back in the morning. So we'll see. Hang with my people for the night. Go hang on the beach today and see. We'll see. Figure it out. All right. But guys, you have a phenomenal weekend. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right. We talked about it. So many people are dying before their time. And we often say, man, I was meant to call him. I meant to call him. Well, don't mean to call him. Call him. All right. Call him, set up a day. Summertime Shies is quickly coming to an end at the end of the month. All right. You got Labor Day, back to school. Some kids start school in August. Okay. So make sure you make plans. Breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner, happy hour, drinks. Doesn't matter. Rooftop, patios, fests, street fests. Everything's happening this weekend. Get it done. All right. Get it done, and you and your people will be happy that you made the move. So everyone's like, I should have called you. I should have called you. Don't be that. I should have called you. Be the person that said I called you. All right. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. And I really, I'm grateful for your support. We're going to take Sports Zone Chicago to new heights. And I need you guys to help me. All right. I need you guys to help me. I'm going to do my part, giving you great content from my perspective. All right. I need you to keep spreading the word. All right. And then when we get this flyer together, I need you spreading that out to your people on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter or X. All right. So listen. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, this will replay tonight at 6, 12:15. Lakina and Sid with Second City Sports is going to come on and give you another 2-hour tour of Chicago sports. Okay. And then we'll have a rerun of the Smoke Fellas tomorrow because they're scheduled to come back on August 31st, the last day this month. All right. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal weekend. Your boy is out.
Place the place.